Blog Talk Radio.
All right. All right. So tonight we got a really good show, good lessons, good conversation, and a treat for the nation. I'll get back to it. Okay. So first, all praises to the Most High, all praises to our Heavenly Mother, our earthly mother, our brother, Yahweh Shai. All praises and big up to our nation. May these words edify the nation and bring us together. So guess what, folks? We got Sister Pat with us tonight to have a conversation. Kind of excited because this will be the first. We just so everybody knows, Sister Pat and I, we do conversate outside of in real life. In real life. So, this is the first time she's been on my show, and I appreciate her. I'm a big fan of her content. I like what she says. She keeps it real. She is a sister who pulls no punches, a professional, and really down to earth. So, Sister Pat, give a shout out, say hello.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. What's going on, Brother Morel?
I am doing well.
Everybody's doing all right. Shalom, family.
That's right. Shalom. We in Pat's kitchen and Moriel's desk. So it's all good. It's all good. So let's get at some things first, and let's but we were just talking, and let's lay it on the folks that, first of all, the UK madness turns out that Ish has been creating commotion there as well. Last week, the British Parliament, that's what they're called, the British Parliament rescinded or decided to say they said that Nettie is no longer a war criminal, and after that, all hell starts breaking loose in the UK. Turns out that the UK, that Nettie had been paying some of the alt-right to go out and stir up trouble, just like he or they did here with Black Lives Matter and Antifa. So nothing new under the sun. It's all the common denominator is Nettie in this whole thing. What's your thoughts on that?
I have to say, as far as what Nettie's concern is this. When it comes down to him paying people off, that's nothing new. He's been paying people off. Mm-hmm. I'm more than sure that even inside the Middle East, he's paid off groups of people to be able to sit there the way he sat there and cause the kind of problems he's been causing. So you don't, as far as I'm concerned, he's infiltrated our government. What makes you think he would not infiltrate NATO as well, the NATO countries as well? You can tell by the politics and the problems that they're having with inside their own different parliaments. He's got people inside of every NATO country. So they've all been paid off. If you go to Poland, he's got people there. If you go to over in Brazil, he's got people there. Mexico, he's got people there. They just literally all over the place. They have been electing, because everybody's elections are, for some reason, are all happening in 2024. All of these elections that are happening have all different people who are Zionists that are a part of it.
Yep. That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying? So, and they are his people. So indirectly, it's no secret that these folks are embedded in every government. So there's nothing to, as far as I'm concerned, it's not shocking to me at all. When the workers party over there in the UK came against them, I was actually shocked, because I know for a fact there's a bunch of folks over there that are Z people.
Yep.
So that was That kind of took me aback. So for them to find out and bring it out, that's nothing but the Most High exposing folks.
That's right.
And letting it be known, letting everyone see the hidden hand, the true face of evil. But the thing is that the more people find out, it's like anything else. When you find out something negative is going on in a relationship or whatever, and you start to see like this is blatant, this is happening, this situation is happening right in front of my face, the more and more angry you're going to get. And the more and more you're not going to want to go along with this whole entire relationship you have going on here. And that's what's happening with the people hitting the streets now. People are getting tired of this. And what's happening in the UK is going to happen here, especially around our election time.
Oh, yeah.
Make no doubt. Make no bones about it. It's going to happen.
It's like Biden and Kamala are now saying a couple of things on that. It's one, Biden and them are saying that the Republicans will lose, that the exchange of power will not be good. He used when the Republicans lose, Trump will not. It will not be good. And two, you see how they are now manipulating poll numbers to make it seem like Kamala is ahead of Trump. It's so blatant.
Didn't I tell you all get ready for the gaslighting, get ready for the opera politics?
Yep.
This is going to be up and down. They're going to put the American people on an emotional roller coaster, and it's up to you whether or not you want to take a ticket on that ride.
That's right.
And that's the reason why I've been trying to tell our nation, don't participate in that, because all you're going to do is drive your own pressure up. All you're going to do is get involved in a fight that is not your fight, because, as I told you, if you understand anything about our electoral college, then you'll understand the electoral college is like going in a dark room and it's people in there, and none of y'all can see each other's face. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? First of all, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's weird that we go in this room and we can't, and it's like 15 people up in here and ain't nobody saying nothing.
Yep. That's that masquerade. Yep, that's the masquerade. This is what I was talking about last week.
I don't like this very much. And they say, "Give me your hand." I can't see you, so how can I give you anything? Give me your hand. So, you're out here patting, you're trying to figure whose hand is what, and, you got hands that ain't doing nothing, and another hand is feeling you strange, and, like, wait a minute, what's going on? That's what your electoral college is. It's like going inside of a room that is dark, and somebody says, hand me your vote. Yep. How are we supposed to know what vote was in my hand in the beginning? Don't worry about that. We'll figure it out later. That's what happens when you cast your vote. You put your vote into a dark room and then you walk away. Now, you mean to tell me they're going to tell you who you voted for? Put it like this. It doesn't matter whoever gets the popular vote or not. It's whoever they choose to select at that point. Because once you realize the electoral college is a whole other entity that you know nothing about and you'll never know anything about, you'll never know the people who are in it, they're never going to talk on television, you're never going to see these folks. That's when you know this situation can go any way it wants to go depending on who's got the most money, because it's rigged at this point. You know nothing of what's going on in that dark room.
Yeah, it's a rigged. The whole thing is rigged from the get-go. The Electoral College, we saw that with Bush and what's that other dude? And Gore. We saw that then, and we keep seeing it. I mean, the populist vote means nothing. It really means nothing. Exactly. That's why when we do go and vote, what it does, and it goes back to what you were saying last night, we're giving our energy to these vampires who sit back and just suck it up. And then they go and when they take the energy, they go and do whatever they want in the name of evil, and then that makes us complicit in what they do because we voted. We gave our energy to them to do whatever that they wanted to do. And people think that,
right.
oh, well, we vote, we died to vote. No, we died because they told us, we were murdered to vote because they told us that was the way to freedom. That's what that was
right.
about.
That was our way to be able to be a part of this system correctly.
Yep.
And
that's right.
It never worked. You never got it. You still got the crappy end of the stick. And unfortunately, a lot of people tend to think that because they vote for Democrats is going to help poor people. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
In fact, what they're doing is that they keep poor people right where they are, where they cannot improve.
Right, because they've got to have the poor so that they can say, hey, we're helping the poor. That's what the Democrats have done.
Even though they're not.
Know?
And even though they're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? They pay a lot of good, they give a lot of good lip service, as far as I'm concerned, to the poor. But they don't have anything for them, no more than the Republicans do. But I think there's a bigger picture that we're missing inside of politics right now, and it goes back to what you said, what happened over in Britain, and that is this. Everybody's bought.
Everybody.
So where is your democracy? It doesn't exist.
It does. There's
never
none.
did.
Never. Mm-mm. No, sir.
People talk crap about, China and Russia, of them being, communist countries and things like that. This one was built on phoniness. So saying that you can, have free speech and stuff like that. And no, you can't. Because now they're coming to people's houses, and I think Scott Ritter his house got searched by the FBI rated today. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, and it's because he got on a few people's nerves, and as far as the Russia conversations that he has on YouTube and things like that, and he's been very vocal about our imperialism and how he's against it. And once upon a time, you as a journalist, you used to be able to have freedom of speech. Now they don't want you to have that. And that's what they're trying to work on slowly but surely, is erode everything about our democracy. Every one of these countries was supposed to destroy their democracies to be able to come together and bring this new global control that they're looking for. And unfortunately, they're going to have to fight for it because some folks are not on board on what they're talking about.
Well, a lot of folks are not on board, and again, the common denominator is Nettie, and you're spot on because they got the people. That goes to what we the bigger picture what we're talking about tonight. A lot of these people in the world do not understand how much they have been bamboozled and hoodwinked, and because of that. When they realize that Nettie, one, is not who they say they are, and two, that they have been partakers of evil the entire time based on the actions of their leaders and the actions of their leaders being bought by Nettie, they're going to lose their mind. The UK already is up in arms in London. France is up in arms in Paris. Rome will be up in arms in the Vatican here shortly when they realize that they are not who they say they are. All these things, and what Nettie is doing is Nettie is bringing forth he is uncovering or lifting the lid on all of centuries old lies. And the people who have sat back and eaten on those lies are about to realize that it's bitter. And people who have sat here and have had the Holy Spirit bring us back to remembrance, who have had the Father protect us, bring us to a Goshen, some shalom and a peace, we're the ones that's going to be, protected. And I coin it like this. Did you ever see the Book of Eli with Denzel Washington? Okay.
Yes.
So Denzel in that movie was in the apocalyptic. He had to get through this apocalyptic world. That apocalyptic world is the Gentiles' mindset of what the world will be like when their turn is over. Okay, but Denzel's character had to go through this apocalyptic world, persevere and endure through it to get to where? A jail, Alcatraz. And what was that jail? And what was that Alcatraz? The library. He had to bring the knowledge or the wisdom to the library. And when he did so, everything changed. And so we're going to be, to me, the library or that movie's Alcatraz or library is more the kingdom. And everything on the outside of the kingdom is how it's going to be for the heathens, for the Gentiles, for those that are unbelieving. And, they sit back and they want to say things like, Jesus forgives me, that, this, that, and the third. Well, you can't be forgiven if all you're thinking about is an apocalyptic way of living, way of thinking. Going back to Nettie. Nettie, all he's thinking about is killing, stealing, and destroying. Yet he is saying that he is
right, because that's how they got what they got last time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. True.
I don't know if they're living in some kind of strange world that they want to pay the world back for what they quote unquote say they experienced, but this is a little bit more. They underestimated true Bible prophecy, and unfortunately, America's blessing was going to run out, and anybody riding with her, the blessing was going to run out for them as well. And I think that's what you see playing out right now is that none of the ideas or any of the plans that they have are going smoothly at all. Now, they expected it not to go as well. You know what I'm saying? And, they expected it to be some bumps and, a couple of black eyes that they may get in the midst of trying to make this new system come to fruition. But unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, they did not expect for it to get this much pushback, and the pushback hasn't even started yet.
Even began. It has not began.
So it's not going to work, and it's not going to work.
No, and they don't know what they are bringing forth. Like they don't know what they're manifesting. Everything is what you said earlier. It's going to be contrary to what they believe, what they think, what they want to happen. The Father, it's something to be said with the scriptures 3:9 and 2:9. I will make them come and worship at your feet to know that I have loved thee. That's going to be a huge next step. And the world is going to see, wait a minute. And it doesn't even make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me, Pat. The Christians hate the Jews. They think that they killed their white Jesus. But yet they give all their money, they give all their energy, they give everything to them. See, but
you have to understand the part of their religion, though, Morel is fake. It's a false god.
Right. It's idolatry.
White Jesus for them is a false god.
Right.
Because Christians are replacing themselves with the Hebrews.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If you really think about Christianity the way that we were brought up in it, Christians, for some reason, replaced God's people.
Right.
And the reason why they're replacing them is because, and it's wrong how they're doing it, but the reason why they're replacing them is because actually God's children end up being the children who actually did his laws and his statutes and commandments. It wasn't just Bruce. It was everyone who Father said, you are my child if you do my laws.
Right.
But somehow in Christianity, the Bruce got thrown out the way, and they were the ones now who are supposed to have only salvation, even though they grinning and sinning.
Right.
So it's a false god altogether. That whole Bourget is one big false god altogether. It's not even the God in which the Bible is talking about. That's right. Which then, to your point, plays into Nettie having all the power, because if white Jesus is white Jesus, Cesar Borgia, and Christians have replaced the Hebrews, well, they have to go all in with these white Jews, right, in order for their whole basis to even be, for it to be. Exactly. You know? And guess who helped him do that? The Vatican helped him do that by sitting up there and giving them, the Vatican, as well as, who else? Britain and all of them helped give them that land to go inside of where they went to, you know what I'm saying, and make that land up and say this is Israel. It never was Israel. It never was. Israel's never been a place of the people, but it wasn't them. And because no one wanted them in any of their countries, they ended up there Shanghaiing somebody else's land. Mm-hmm. Now, the sad part about this is that, like you said, they had to go whole head all the way in with this lie. Yeah. And America's part of it. Mm-hmm. Rome is part of it. Britain is part of the whole entire lie that they put together in order to give these people legitimacy. You understand? These people are always and have been converts, and they know it. And now it's getting to the point now where they're tired of wearing the chosen one face, and now they want to be who they really want to be, and that means they want to take over the world. Right. Everyone swore up and down that part that the man with the funny mustache said, that little part about that they wanted to, take over the world, and they were and they stole the Most High's jewelry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You understand, his jewelry, and they want to defy him in his face. They made a mistake. Mm-hmm. They made a mistake, and they're going to continue to make this mistake. But I think they bit off more than they can chew this time. And like I said, because their blessing is not with them, unfortunately, they're going to have a really a really bad fall, Morel, and it's going to be so bad and so, open to everybody. It's not even funny, and it's not even going to be laughable just how bad it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah, it's a sad ending to a story that is needed destroyed. Like it's one of these stories that in the kingdom we're going to look back on and we're going to be like, we will never. It's like the Father had to bring us to jealousy, like we brought him to jealousy, right? So we brought him to jealousy with idolatry with the heathens. Now he brought us to jealousy with the heathens taking our inheritance. So when the kingdom comes, there'll be a few rebels, as is stated, but it's not going to be the multitude of rebels. Most everybody in the kingdom is going to be about the kingdom business, Right. So and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people keep getting things mixed up. Like I said yesterday on my show that I wish people would start to realize that it ain't this world is not it. Mm-mm. It's not it. It's that their stuff has to be destroyed for them to even understand or learn what they need to learn. These are hard lessons that have to be learned by this country and all the countries all around the world. Yeah. Because they have been colonizers, and they have taken and they have killed, and I guess the Most High has always opened up my eyes to let me see that when I start saying, you start seeing what's happening in Gaza, and I think the Most High just came out and said to me straight out, this has been going on for a century. They've been doing the blood that's being spilled for them to have the lands and the things that they've had. And he has turned a blind eye and let them do whatever they wanted to do. And now that eye is no longer blind anymore. That eye is now turned to us, and indirectly he's working with us as a group saying, hey, while they doing whatever they doing and losing what they losing, you need to be getting yourselves together. Right. And finding that, finding forgiveness for your own behavior as well as for others.
That's right.
You understand? Because this is where it's all leading up to. These people have to fall hard, and they're going to fall hard. America's going to fall hard. And at times it bothers me personally because I get upset with it because it's like this. We all live here, and we've grown up in this system, and we have to watch it go away. Mm-hmm. We have to watch everything that we have always known, what we've grown accustomed to, what we've been conditioned to even understand, the game we've been unconditioned to understand just to make it in this system, all go away. And we're asking ourselves what comes after. And the Most High is saying, just trust me.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I hear you on that where, you know, it's going to be a change, but I for one, I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm tired of waking. Like, why do I have to wake up and go to work? Why can't you know, like I'm tired of the system so much that I have internalized it. I have internalized it, and I said to myself, I'm going to do this thing, but I can't wait for it to be over. And yet, at the same time, I know that it is a slow marinade because it was a slow marinade for our destruction. So I know that I still got to do what I got to do in order to maintain the disposition that I'm in so that I can see it. Better yet, so that I could be on the high road when all this goes down. See, that's all I want. Right. I want to be on the high road, looking at them, looking at their faces, and I ain't gonna tell nobody I told you so. It's not even gonna be necessary. I'm just gonna be the guy moving on, like, because and if it's my spirit, so be it. It's my spirit moving on, because it's gonna be. You know, it's something to be said for Numbers 35 and 33. You know, these are things that are laws and righteousness. You know, we have sat back for a long time in this world and taken the brunt of the burden of its progress. And now today, for us to be able to sit back and truly watch it burn, wow, that's a beautiful thing. It's like the beautiful flame that you start that you know that burns clean and everything, and you know, no smoke, and everything afterwards is fertilizer for growth. That's how I keep seeing this, because I mean I'm tired of dealing with black faces with white minds and the white mind. Yeah. I'm tired of that. Like, it's so ridiculous. Hear you. But that's also, but see, that's what's ending as well. And you got to understand, everybody's tired of working. But in due time, this system will end. Yeah. In due time. And when it does end, you're going to wish it was back, because you ain't going to understand, because these people are going to literally drop everything like it's a hot potato. I mean, look what happened with the pandemic. Yeah. Look what happened with that. They didn't know how to handle it correctly, but how they did handle it, I knew they were going to take care of the white folks, because white folks are the ones that's going to go crazy. They savages. Right. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. I mean, they're going to take care of them by default. That's said they're going to take care of the white folks, but they're going to take care of us by default. Right. And that's exactly what happened. But in this case, if a system goes down all the way around, they're going to have to figure out a way to be able to keep people from losing their minds. Now, mind you, every one of their, you got to understand, all of their empires, or whatever you call it, grand cities all over the world are going through it right now, through turmoil. You've got Venice sinking. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, everybody's having financial problems all around the globe that have anything to do with these, you know, NATO. Russia and them are having their problems and things like that. So is China. Even the exactly. Be it from, you know, natural disasters or whatever. They're all having issues. And those issues are costing great numbers of money. So nobody's in a good space right now.
But in due time, these systems will come to halt because they've, hey, all these other, Gentiles tend to think that, this world system has to come together. They don't even realize it's already been a world system altogether. Right. They don't understand what time of the story that they're in. Right. But it's at the latter part. This is right before judgment. We're right at that precipice before judgment of this place altogether.
That's right. That's right.
You understand? So a lot of these people they feel like, oh, we got to go through this and then it's going to be this. No. You see how that sun is acting crazy?
Yeah.
That sun is acting crazy, taking this earth through her birth pains.
Right.
So we're on it for the ride. I don't care what's going on with Nettie or anything else. That's what you need to be watching.
Right. Right. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be watching the sun. I'll be looking at the stars, and I tell you what, for brothers and sisters who have melanin and those that don't, per se, the Spirit has always told me we're gonna be fine, because at the end of the day, this whole thing was the whole earth, the sun, the moon was built for us. We just gave it up. We gave it up. It wasn't that it gave us up. We gave it up. So now the scourge, the cancer on the earth, these nations, these wicked, the world was given into the hand of the wicked. So at the end of the day, when that exchange of situation occurs, the world will be given back into the hands of the righteous. So, of course, the sun's got to change. The moon's got to change. It's got to be brighter. It's got to be hotter, because some of these, these humankinds and these mankinds and these clones and these fake people and these vampires, they got to be gone. They got to go, because there won't be any more. There won't be any more degenerate, reprobate. There won't be any more of that.
And see, this is where people in our group need to understand, and our nation need to understand, is this: when all of that is cleared out, then that's when He'll bring them to our feet to worship.
Right. Correct. It's got to be purified first.
It's got to be cleansed first. It's got to be cleansed first. Right. Once it's cleansed out, then at that point, now you're talking about the kings and queens and everybody coming to worship and being at the feet, because now we have to rebuild this place.
Correct.
Right.
That's right. And Go ahead. But I'm agreeing with you. I'm on that. Go ahead.
And that is where our people need to understand. We have to go through this dark night that's coming. Mm-hmm. But what is coming on the other side of that is where Israel will reign.
Right.
And that's where people don't seem to understand. It's like, oh, we going to have their money and we going to have their big mansions. No, you're not.
No, it's going to be the kingdom. That's not how it's going to work. Right. This is like we have to get our minds out of a Gentile mindedness, like nations. And no, it's one kingdom. So when we haven't had a kingdom since He split our kingdom in two. So when we are one kingdom, then the whole world is ours. When we are a separate kingdom, then the whole world is not ours. And that's what we've been dealing with this entire time, of separation. And now it goes back to 12 tribes. Everybody want to just be Judah. Nobody wants Judah or Levi. Nobody else wants to be Ephraim. It's like we are all brothers and sisters, but we have to accept our brothers and sisters. That was the problem from the get-go. We didn't accept each other, and we fought. And because we fought and didn't accept each other, He split us up.
We fought, we stole from each other, we did things that were wrong.
Right. We were trifling. We were straight up trifling, and He split us.
We were no different but we were also no different than the Gentiles today.
That's right. No different at all, because nothing new under the sun. But because we get the opportunity to have gone through it first, and we get the remembrance back first, we can then reconcile our own convictions, reflections, and corrections, where the Gentiles have never gone through it to be able to do that, which goes to the point of the show, the forgiveness. The Gentiles want everyone to forgive and forget. They don't want to forgive and move together and unify us in particular to forgive them and forget without even saying what it is that we need to forgive them for. And because of that.
But that's the dysfunctional relationship that we've had with them the entire time. True. Do you understand? Master is whipping you or raping your wife because, you know what I'm saying, you're a slave and we get to do whatever we want to do. So, you know, you can't get mad at me because you're my property. Right. And that's a good point. I mean, it's a good point. It's a dysfunctional relationship they've had with us from the jump. And that hate that they carry for us also makes it a problem as well. So when they say, well, we want to be forgiven and we're sorry, you want to say sorry. Now forget about all of the crap I've done to you and let me get off my punishment. No. Even with the Father, it doesn't work that way. Father forgives you, but there are consequences and repercussions that you have to deal with because of your actions. Period. He says, I forgive you, and this won't be brought up again. However, you still got to do these 400 years of punishment. That's right. You still got to pay. That's the deal. Nobody wants to pay. We didn't want to pay. Like, no, literally, I didn't want to pay for anybody else's transgressions. However, that's not how it works. It works in the generation. Baruch, think about this, Morel. Baruch made a whole book about how he didn't want our people to pay. I know. He's sitting up here screaming, how long is this going to be? And they was like, it's going to be long enough, bruh. Okay. Now what's going to happen is now that you understand what's going to happen and has happened, we can't leave you here. You got to come with us. Yeah. And he's like, wait a minute, what he like? They said, go ahead and what is it? Handle your arrangements, get your affairs together, because you're not staying on the planet. You got to come with us. You got to go. Because you know too much. Right. And you know too much. Right. Because our prophets could not tell us anything anyway. You understand that? It wouldn't even matter. They couldn't tell us anything, but also we had to go through it. Right. Once we realized that all hell pretty much broke loose on us after, 70 AD? Mm-hmm. That was it. We were running for our lives. We were doing the best we could wherever we could. You understand what I'm saying? Getting, struggling. We were still, you know what I'm saying, still had somewhat of our heyday, but we were falling off, and wasn't nobody messing with us at all. All our lovers had left us. Everybody did business with us, didn't want to be, don't want to touch us no more. Same thing happening with America. You understand what I'm saying? But unfortunately, when it comes down to this situation here, America wants to have, okay, I did that, but you just need to forgive me and let it go. No. Right. That's not how this works. You're going to deal with the repercussions for your actions. And we're the only people that they asked to do that, because when you talk about Ishmael only had a problem for 12 years. But we got to remember forever and what happened to them during the Holocaust. It's like, okay, But you mean to tell me I got to remember, and this is inside of all of my history books, what happened to this group of people, but for 400 years of slavery, of which this same group is still at the bottom. You want to point out a couple of stars, football stars, Oprah and Tyler Perry, and that's supposed to do it all. That's supposed to make everything cool for the black race. Are you crazy?
Like all we want is celebrity. All we want is fame and fortune, and that'll make even the poorest of the poor.
No, they're saying that those people. But no, Muriel, they're saying that those people represent us having opportunities that were never there. Okay, well, you can say the same thing about Sammy Davis Jr. You can say the same thing about all of these different stars, Harry Belafonte and all of them. But during their time, they still were dealing with the repercussions of what happened during slavery. People not being able to vote, Jim Crow, all of these things. All of these things were real things, but yet no one was around. You was to say, I'm like, you still kept these same people oppressed. Systematically this time. But you don't want to, but you say, oh, that didn't happen during my time. Yes, it did. And it's still happening right now. You don't think the Democratic Party doesn't have a hand in oppressing the black community? Look at what they just did with the illegal migrants that are here. What do you think that just did? There are black people who could not get food stamps, who cannot get the food that they need. They get $23 a month of food stamps. These people come here getting $13,000. You understand? There's people only get $133 over food stamps, and they want you to bring it. You got to tell them everything about you just to get $133 over food stamps.
You got to have your husband out the house. You gotta be single. You gotta have 5, 7, 8 kids. It's always a stipulation
to get $200 or $300 to get at least $500 or $600 worth of food stamps. You gotta have damn near 3 or 4 kids. Come on now. And these people walk in here off the bat and get this kind of help. Who do you think they're oppressing? Who do you think they're oppressing the most?
Us.
That's the black community. We can't get any help because these people are taking all the help. So
and that's biblical too, though. That's scriptural too. We weren't supposed to, right?
We weren't supposed to. However, when you start to look at it, you sit back and say, these people keep on telling me that I'm not owed nothing, but yet you haven't given me nothing either. You have yet to even pay on the bill, but you're telling me how I need to forgive and forget. You haven't even sat down and paid for this meal, this buffet, whole entire little, event you done had going on here for the last 400 years. There's a bill that has to be paid, and you haven't even literally started on the appetizers of how much it costs.
It's like we all went out to they invited us out to dinner, and then bill the bill was $1 million. They ate big, and then they left us with the tab. And now trying to tell us, we didn't get nothing but an appetizer and some maybe water. They ate big. They left, and we in there struggling, and they say, hey, just forgive us. Forgive and forget about it. It's all good.
But the bill is still due, and I'm the one that's holding the bag. And that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
This is the problem that I have, and their children feel this way. And this is the reason why the softest generation ever known on the planet is going to have the worst of this whooping that's coming.
That's right. That's right. They about to feel it because...
This is the reason why there won't be many of them left. This is the reason why there won't be that many left.
And that's a good point. The softest generation, the weakest generation of the Gentile is now. And they're the ones that's going to go through the harshest trials and tribulation. And they don't want to.
That's right.
And they looking at us saying, hey, why you keep saying that? Why you keep saying that? You hateful. You hateful. And it's funny, all we're doing is speaking words. All we've ever been doing, ever been able to do is speak words. But they've been able to speak words and use violence against us with those words and other things, other tools, other means to go against us. And so when they talk about racism and everybody's nobody, only people that's racist are white people. We're definitely prejudiced. We can definitely prejudge people without a doubt.
Right.
But I would venture to say that we don't prejudge without, especially now, we discern the spirit of men and women, and we do prejudge based on righteous works. Some of us. I won't say all of us, right? Because the 2/3 are still out there acting a donkey, right? So at the end of the day, they don't understand who we are. They know who we are, but they don't understand who we are, how we move. This is why there's this confluence of events that's going on, and they're all in fear, and we're like, whatever. We already knew that was going to happen. We already know the end game. You know, it's not even it's not rocket science at all. It's not hard to see, but it is for them.
And that's what makes them, when they come to different channels, they feel a certain type of way when you talk to them.
Right.
Because now they're beginning to realize what we're saying is true.
Right.
And some people do want to fix this, and there's too many people who don't. That's the reason why I said when it comes down to this politics stuff, too many people get up in their feelings about it. Too many, you understand? It's white folks, it's black folks, and black folks are still trying to be like Gentiles. They traded their glory in to try to be like these folks. And we who have woken up realize that that's a foolish move. I don't need to be like a Gentile. I don't want to be like them. Because when I finally started to realize, I started to take a long look at my life. It's like, you look at the pictures in your house, and you know what I'm saying? You still like, there's a lot of white folks in my house. What about me? You know what I'm saying? You start to realize, like, whoa, what about your own culture? What about you? Everything is on the outside of you. You know what I'm saying? Everything is, not who the Most High brought you up to be, because you don't know who you are.
Right.
You understand? So when it comes down to this, I feel like overall, as far as forgiveness is concerned, you can forgive. We all need to. Look, when we first went into this new year, I did a prayer on one of my shows about us forgiving our ancestors because they did a number on us as children growing up through the different generations. They didn't know. They didn't understand why their lives were so heavy and hard and why it was a struggle. And we needed to forgive them because they were underneath those curses hard and couldn't see what they were doing to their children.
That's right.
That needed to be said because they are over there and they see the truth now. They understand the truth. Whereas we are still here in this game, but we're able to see how they were blind, completely buried under all kinds of, spells and all kinds of locks on the soul that there was nothing that they could, there's nothing that they could do. Now that those locks are being unlocked and those yokes are being, taken off, we can be able to see what they went through and have a little bit of, empathy, you know what I mean, and compassion for them.
For our people.
With Gentiles, they're not there yet.
No.
Well, the Gentiles are not there yet. I'll have compassion for them once they go through some things.
Right. And that's why I was
they got to go through some things.
They have yet to even touch the bottom yet. And, they crying. They have to be able to go through the pain that they put other people through. Now, our people, they put us through hell, okay? But they also put other people through hell as well.
Yes.
They put their own people through hell.
They put their own people through hell. They put their allies through hell. There is a lot that they have to pay for. That's the reason why I said to a certain extent, you can forgive, but for right now, that's on hold. And the reason why that's on hold is because they have yet to even, they can't even comprehend the level of, I'm sorry, F up that they've done right about now.
Right. It's like
they can't even weigh that.
They can't weigh that because they can't even ask for forgiveness. That's the point. They can't ask for it because they don't believe they need to be forgiven. So that's where we were, right? We as a people were like, we don't need to be forgiven. We're going to do our own thing until we needed to be forgiven, which is why we went through something, right? So now on the backside, on the other side of our curses, now we're realizing, hey, you know what? I don't want to go through that no more. So it'd probably be best if I, me, you, we do what the Most High say. Follow these laws and commandments because we already went through it. Ooh, and it was bad. And when we say these things to the Gentiles, they go, oh, you guys ain't even the people. You guys are blacks. You guys are Africans. You guys aren't the people. And we're going, well, okay. You see this storm approaching? You see all these storms? It's like Brother Levi the other day he was showing where like the storms, the hurricanes used to come from Africa, from Ghana, that side of the world, and then come across.
Right.
Now these hurricanes are coming from the Caribbean. And that makes sense too. Right? That makes sense too. So all of the blood that they spilled all over the earth, especially in the Americas, they have they're going to be washed away. They're going to be washed away, and they're going to have to pay by blood. Like that's the only thing that's the thing that's about to happen that they are trying to act like it's not going to happen.
And I'm going to tell you this: wherever they are, even in this city where I'm at, they are getting the worst of the rats. They're getting the worst of the storms. They're getting the worst of all kind of downturns of situation. Used to be downtown Chicago used to be the best place to live if you had money. Now they're on TV talking about how they fear for their lives, walking their dogs, and how they fear for their lives, going back and forth to work. Like, this guy just grabbed me out of nowhere. I don't know who he was and just hit me. You understand? They are now, the plagues that were on our communities are now on their communities, and I just sit in awe at the Father's work.
It's a majestic work. It is majestic what is happening right now.
It is, and he is saying everything that I said would happen is happening. The switch is happening here. And now the big switch with our money situation is about to happen here. And that's going to be the test of all tests because these people are not going to change until they lose that which they hold dear. And that is that cash.
That is that cash.
And it's going to happen for some people, and for others, they're going to be okay. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to wade in the water with this. But for many of them, look, what is it? Dollar General, Costco, Walmart, all of those places, Target, all of those places got hit terribly last Friday with that bloodbath that happened on Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
This is not a game, and it's gonna tank again as soon as they cut the interest rates, trying to save themselves.
And don't forget. And don't forget the Microsoft blackout where they couldn't get to where they wanted to get to. They couldn't fly to where they normally like to fly. They couldn't catch a cab.
That's just the beginning of that.
I know.
That's just the beginning of that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had a second. That was the second blackout right before before the Wall Street situation happened on Friday. So, but the other part is that even though these things are happening right now, whenever they choose to cut the interest rates, these big sellers, these folks with this money, they said as soon as they cut the interest rates, sell everything I got. Sell it.
Yeah.
So it's going to do what? It's going to tank it again.
Well,
this is going to be worse
just,
than it was in the 1920s.
It just means that as soon as they bring the interest rates lower and people start buying, that means that now the prices go up. So it's not even like, this is so easy to see that, you know, and to your point, what I say to, you know, some will have trouble and some won't. Those that are going to cleave to us. So, like, for instance, you know, when I'm at work and I'm walking around and some of the white dudes is walking with us, me and this other brother, nothing happens. It's just a great time, whatever, right? But when they walk by themselves, they always come back with some crazy ass story. And I'm like, what? That's never happened.
That used to happen to us.
Yes.
That used to happen to us.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's all turning around. So, you know, I consider myself, when I go to places, I'm a good luck charm for some folks. Because I'm like, as long as I'm here, everybody going to be cool.
Everybody good.
As soon as I leave, it's going to hit the fan as soon as I hit that door.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because remember I told you when I got laid off, that boss calls me, hey, you think you could come back?
Oh, the sister or the other one?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was funny.
man.
I said, now that's funny.
That is funny.
I'm like, nah, I'm on to something else, baby. I'm good. Peace out. You understand?
Right. Because everything fell apart.
But everything fell apart.
Yeah.
Everything fell apart. So that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of us need to understand when it comes down to forgiveness, even in your general relationships, and that's just for anybody who's like, should I forgive this person for doing whatever? You can forgive them, but that does not mean that the action in which they took does not have a repercussion.
Correct.
I can forgive you, but that does not mean you get to stay at my house.
Right. I can forgive you. That don't mean that I'm going to give you more money. I can forgive you.
Exactly.
It don't mean that you're going to ride in my car. You know, these are the things that...
I can forgive you, and that don't mean that we're not going to get a divorce.
Right. That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Hey,
it goes...
I forgive you, but we can't stay together like this no more.
Right.
It's the same thing. And the problem is that people want to do this, okay, let bygones be bygones. We can do that. But guess what? Bygones are going to be bygones, but I'm not going to be dealing with you at all.
But you're going to be gone. You see what I'm saying? Or I'm going to be gone.
You're going to be gone.
Right.
One of us going to be gone. But bygones will be bygones, but I'm not going to still be on the same side of the street with you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Me and you're going to be on different sides of the street, period. And that's just how we're going to have to accept that. But that's what I'm saying. They have their own version of how people should forgive.
Right.
Forgiveness does not come that way. So you can forgive a situation, and you can. Yeah, and the Most High wants you to forgive your brother often, and your sister and brothers. I forgive what happened. I understand you were upset. However, I forgive you. Mm-hmm. But there is a price that has to be paid behind this as well. Right. Because you caused ...
That's
you understand? Right. This happened because you did this, and now we have to walk this out. I'm sorry, some things you just can't come back from. Right. Some things you just can't come back from, Morel. Right. You understand? If I sit up here and if you sit up there and say, Pat, I want you to come to New York with me, and then all of a sudden you, a day before the trip, you sit up here and have an emergency. But you never called me. I went to New York. I spent that money.
Right.
And then you tell me once I get there, it just completely slipped my mind that you went to New York without me. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you, you owe me some money.
Right.
Because I wouldn't have been coming here if you did not tell me to come here.
That's right.
I forgive the fact that, hey, something came up. I hear you. But I don't have funds just to waste like that. You know what I'm saying? So guess what, Morel, you're gonna have to reimburse me for my trip out here.
Right. And that's only fair. That's only fair. That's where I'm at. I'm like, listen, we have to be just. If we want justice, we have to be just with us and be fair with us. So we can't act like a Gentile. We can't be in Gentile mindedness. That's why the Father put it on my mind, a black face and a white mind, because it's like, all these boule people, these black Greeks, if you will, they want everything to be a certain way, like kinda, and this is what I'm gonna say, kinda like white. And I'm going, but why do you want to be like that? Why are you doing that? Why does it have to be that? Why can't you just be who we are? No. And this is what we're seeing today with Kamala and the Boulets. We're seeing this with some sisters running around here talking about Kamala. Kamala is the catalyst that is going to drive a wedge in between our nation. All right. Now, when I say our nation, I'm now saying America. Okay. Because the white people don't like her. The black people don't like her. The Boulets love her. The black people don't like the Boulets. You see what I'm saying? Like this whole thing, the heat,
but
the
once upon a time. But this is what you have to understand. This is what's cool, though. This is what's cool. We're no longer a group of people who have the Boule representing us as a whole, and that other side don't have a voice.
That's right. That's right.
So this is different now.
It is different, but it's not even a but. There's no conjunction of but. It is different, and it's different because we have the Holy Spirit, we have the Holy Ruach, and others don't. And we get to stand on our laurels and our morals and say, nah, I'm not messing with that. I'm not doing that. No, I don't believe you. And, and this is where it goes back to forgiveness. They want forgiveness, but they don't want to ask for forgiveness. They want to tell us who we are. Everybody on this planet want to tell us who we are. You black, you are African, you are this. But nobody wants to hear who we are from us. So,
but the only people on the planet who don't, but the thing is, the only people on the planet who don't know who they are is us. So that automatically lets you know exactly who we are.
Who we are. Exactly.
It tells you in the Bible they lost. They don't know who they are.
That's right.
Just by definition alone, we've hit it.
Right.
You
That's
understand?
Right. Plus,
so it's like we don't know. I mean, Ish and them got a whole made up damn religion and everything about who they came from. They know everything about themselves. We don't know all of that.
Yeah, but those are the scriptures they don't talk about. Those are the scriptures that they want to suppress. And then when we bring these scriptures up, they want to act like we need to forgive them. And how much is it going to take? Who's got to pay, and how much is it going to take?
That old saying that God is the one that has to forgive you, baby, and He's the only one that tests his hearts. The last time I checked, I don't test hearts.
That's right.
I don't weigh them. That's not in my department. That's above me. So Father's the one who sits up here and weighs the heart and sees whether or not he's the one that does all the forgiving. I can sit up there and forgive.
That's right.
Yes, I can forgive you, but that doesn't change the fact that you owe me.
That's
you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. In fact, your forgiveness kind of weighs on the fact of you being able to give me back my money.
Right. Correct.
Because if you make me come to New York and you ain't there, and I had to stay there, and then I have a ticket, stay there and spend money I didn't need to spend. Part of me forgiving you is you giving me my money back.
My money, right? That's right. And
if everybody else is like that, then why is it that black folks can't be like that? That's the problem. Black folks is just supposed to lay down like a rug and just let you walk all on them and wipe your feet off, and it's cool. And see, that part that's the part that they want us to do is lay down and let us go over.
Right. Right.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
That's
That
over
is
with.
over. That's over. That's right.
Over with. And like I said, they've got a lot of growing up to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High is going to make sure that they pay heavy. And they're going to pay.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to pay. They're going to look. He's not going to take no shorts with them. He's not going to sit up here and make it easy. They hurting. They going to hurt. A lot of them hurting now.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? With these stores tearing up their stuff, they're not getting no money from these insurance companies. These insurance companies trying to find ways to get out of everything that they're doing.
They don't want to pay for nothing.
They don't want to pay for nothing. So, when storms come through,
what's that?
When storms come through, you crossing your fingers and like, please don't let that happen my house. You understand? Because I know how these people are not getting anything. So
no,
and then the benefits that they're looking for when times get hard and they lose their jobs, the government not gonna have nothing for them because they done gave everything away to a bunch of people that they don't even know. They never even paid into the system.
No.
They know exactly what they're doing. Miss Kamala and all of these people, you got to understand something. The Boule thinks that what used to work is going to work for them again. It's not. Yeah. It's a different time and age, and the blessing is over.
Mm-hmm.
They were the ones who sold. They are the brews that sold themselves out for the bag. Okay. That's over with now.
Right.
I'm sorry, but it is.
It is. It's done. It's done.
And now time to answer for what has happened has come. Mm-hmm. Now, the question is this. Us in the nation, are we going to sit up here and keep arguing with these people trying to get them to see? Or are we just going to step to the side and let that good old train hit them?
We are stepping to the side, and that's why all this is happening in the first place, because we've taken the step to the side. We are the matador now. They are the bull. It used to be the opposite. And now when we step to the side, they keep running and tearing things up and hurting themselves and looking foolish because they are a foolish nation, you know. And we don't even have to do – that's the whole thing. We're not doing anything. It's not even doing. We're just saying, we're just reading. We're using words. So the spell that they used to put upon us with these words, where it would be, okay, well, we ain't going to say nothing. We're not going to say nothing. We're not going to say nothing. That allowed them to step over us and control us and do these. But now, because we use words right back with them, and our words are more eloquent and more sophisticated than their words, we're using scriptural words against them to fight against their spiritual sorcery that they've been trying to put on us. They are struggling with that. Like I literally, like on TikTok, on Instagram.
Morel, think about it like this, Brother Morel, think about it. You fighting against a spiritually bankrupt people.
I know it.
How you not going to win that?
Right.
How you not going to win?
It ain't even a fight, Pat.
It's not a fight because they don't have a spiritual backing. They don't have that as a foundation. So you're talking to somebody that's in kindergarten and you're in college.
Right. But you know what? It's fun. It's fun
that's
to watch.
Why I never argue religion with people because it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. No.
When I realize I'm talking to an idiot, there's no point.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't go back and forth with people, but at the end of the day, I do give them the what for because it's needed. It's necessary. Now, if the Father says move on past that, I move on past it. So I don't do this thing without.
Morel, listen to how you talk and then remember who you talking to. You are nice. You are sweet. You are mannerable. All of those things. I'm not. That's the reason why I don't argue with people. I'll be done choked you. So you Big Judah, all y'all are really just sweethearts. Y'all so nice and, well-mannered and everything. I'm a whole thug. I'm not going to argue with you because I know what I'm going to do to you next.
No, but I'm not talking about in person by no stretch of the imagination. I'm not arguing nobody in person, but online, back and forth, I'll do that for here, a time and a half. But after that, it's done, or I might not even entertain it. But in person,
you talk about online, I'm gonna find you online.
Yeah, I know. But look.
I'm gonna sit up there and be like, hell, if you had Evermore, you look at your phone. Private number.
But look, if I come up against a Pat Spirit, I'm moving on. Moving on anyway.
Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, can you call that phone and like, yeah, did you just make that comment under me?
Look,
look,
please forgive me. I'll pay you. Please forgive me. I'll pay you. Just leave me alone.
Just leave me alone. You know what I'm like, and then you get somebody crazy. So I got time today. Like,
right. Whoa.
It's weird, So it's one of those things that, like I said, when it comes down to fighting people online, I just realized that people are going to have their own ideologies. That's the one thing that stops me from fighting people online is this. People are going to always have their own ideologies and how they think about things because everybody's experience on this planet is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even with the Gentiles, their experience is different. Everything cannot always be blamed completely on the fact that they just ignorant. They've never had to deal with any of this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why some of them who lose their lives and everything that they have are going to find their lives. They're going to find the Most High. They're going to want to sit next to us. The question is, are you going to let them? Problem is our people are so upset about what has happened to our people in the past that we take on that persona and we can't get past it ourselves. And that's something that I always have to check myself about when it comes down to it. My family lived through certain hard times. I did not. However, I do recognize those things do have a rippling effect through other generations. That trauma does move through the DNA. Okay?
Yeah, it does.
Whether people want to believe it or not. Now, it's funny that when you treat Gentiles' children a certain type of way, they don't want you to do that because it hurts their child, it hurts their self-esteem. But when you treat black people's children a certain type of way, don't nobody give a damn.
Nope. They don't care,
and
it's tough love. Then it's just going to keep them out.
You need to toughen yourself up and handle yourself more better. That's where I have an issue at because our tears mean nothing, but white women's tears mean everything. Everybody's supposed to stop what they're doing. The world stops because a white woman cries, but a black woman, has tears, and the world don't even stop to even look at her.
Nor,
you understand?
You talk about black women's tears. What about black man's crying? What about black man's tears? They don't care.
They don't care about us. They don't care. They don't care.
That's right.
So that's what I'm saying. When you see that. When you see that and you see the disparities, that's why I said the forgiveness thing, they got to go through something. Got to go through some stuff before I can go there with it.
And you made a good point a minute ago about how, we forgiving people when they are, oh my goodness, forgiving people when they are, because they don't really know what's going on, right? Like these people are not smart, so therefore we have to be able to forgive them because even though we're disgusted at their forefathers and they are their forefathers, and they don't want to acknowledge they are their forefathers, but we know they are their forefathers. That's the piece right there where we are today. Because some of us are saying, I don't care, let them all pay. They all got to pay, And then some of us are saying, well, you know what, I know there's some good in some of them. Now, flip that, and some of them are saying none of them like us, and then some of them saying some of them like us. You see this? You see this? Just like this trouble. This is the Jacob's trouble. This is the Esau's trouble. This is the mind, the dysfunction within the mind, dysfunction within the relationship, right? Because nobody is actually saying, you know what, I forgive you, yet to your point, you still have to pay. You know, so we're saying you're going to pay regardless, and I don't forgive you, right? I mean, at the end of the day, some of these people are like, for instance, the video that of the brother, the Big Judah posted of the dude on TikTok that was in Virginia, and the people were just, you know, being racist to him, right? Well, are they to be forgiven in that situation? See, I saw that video, and there's a couple of things that bother me about it. One, when you are in a situation like that, you leave. Right.
Because
that's what I was saying.
How they hovered around him, and it was a joke. How they hovered around him, and the woman just kept on putting her hands on him because she knew what they would do. See, when you're around an enemy like that, you leave that vicinity immediately. Quickly. Because now, and he's standing there as a grown man crying. I'm like, no, see,
right.
This is where when you hear somebody say, we gonna hang you up in a backyard or something like we did your ancestors. Is that right? Let me get out of here. You don't go word for word with that, because if that man is that comfortable in saying that out loud, and you hear this wicked laughter, that means you are surrounded by unfriendly. You understand? You got enemies all around you.
You got two options in a situation like that. One is to leave immediately, or the other is to choke him out and take the consequences. You understand? Like that, those are your two options. But the one
in a situation like that, there's not even two options. There's either you get out of here, or you're going to die, or you're going to die.
Well, right.
Or you're going to die. And the reason why I say you're going to die is because pay attention to that video and look at it again. There were two men sitting there. That young lady said when he came and thought he had the white woman's attention, the white woman was laughing, and the young lady behind her was saying, "That's my daddy." Once you realize that you're in a vicinity of family here and all of them got the same feelings, you now are in grave danger at this point. Sure. Ain't no choking nobody out, because guess what? As soon as you put your hands on one of them, it's going to be a problem.
Well, of course. But my point is that you either got to go and take one of them out, and you're going to be taken out as well, or you get out. Those are your two options. And he didn't take either one.
I would have set up and got out.
Right, but he didn't take either one of them. He sat there crying about who they are. Like, you ain't going to change. That leopard's not going to, those spots on that leopard ain't going to change. That dude needed to leave. Now granted, it allowed us to see again just how degenerate these people are, some of these people are. But at the end of the day, my logic was, okay, if I got to kill somebody today, this is the day that's going to happen.
Wait a minute. They never went anywhere. Trump let you know just how many of them were there in January 6th. And all they did was slither back into their towns and their holes after January 6th. Now they're coming back out again, letting you know they're here. They've never went anywhere. See, this is the stuff that the news don't talk to you about.
Right.
They never went anywhere, but you're surrounded constantly, and he's still there crying and hollering like some damn schoolyard sissy. I would have been like, as soon as I heard that, I would have got the hell up out of there. I am not in the right space.
And you know what's interesting about that whole situation? If I bring that back to myself, and I'm in a small town. First of all, I'm not stopping. First of all, I'm using discernment, and I'm using my intuition and my spidey sense. Okay, that don't look like the place to stop. I'm out of here. You know, we're not stopping. You know, like for me, these things don't happen to me because I'm not putting myself in those situations. For whatever reason, he kept saying that he's working. Well, what are you working with? Because I didn't see you doing anything or like if you were working, if he was there doing something, there would be somebody with him that could vouch for him. He was there alone. Like, I don't even understand that. Like, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, that didn't make sense to me how he was there. Like, that's the whole point. And that's why I was, it enraged
taking care of some business, and he ran into some fucked up folks. I'm sorry. He did. But that doesn't make sense. It don't matter. But that don't make sense, though, Pat. Why was he there in the first place? I was trying to figure that out, too. But when he started crying, I realized right then and there, this is stupid. There's no way I'm going to sit here and cry in front of a bunch of people. You keep telling this woman, don't put your hands on me. She's putting her hands on you. That means she's letting you know, I'm going to go all in your, I'm going to intrude all in your private space because I don't care about you or your private space. Right. And guess what? I got bag up just in case you want to get froggy. So that's what she was letting him know. Correct. And the reason why I started crying is because his spirit understood, you're in danger, bro. You need to get out of here. And that ability, the door of you being able to get out of here in one piece is closing.
That's right. See, he started crying after he said, "Where's the police?" And they said, "Oh, here's the sheriff right here. Here's the sheriff." And I was like,
they could literally kill him, and it would be cool.
And that's when he started crying. Like, he realized that he was in trouble. And my thing is, son, why are you there in the first place? Why did you get out your car? Why would you go up and deal with this old cracker Jack? Like, it doesn't make sense. And to me, that would not have happened to me because I would never have put myself in that situation. And if I did find myself in that situation, I would have been out in the first place. It wouldn't have been no stopping and videotaping. I'd have just been gone. You see?
Well, so you would have been gone. You wouldn't have had nothing to say. As soon as you heard somebody say something crazy, you would have been like, I'm out of here.
It's time to go. It's time to go. Correct.
Anybody that comfortable saying that out loud means you are literally in a place where this goes down. It go down like this.
Where you ought not be. That's correct. You are in a place where you ought not be. And that's exactly. That's why that was a strange situation to me. It almost seemed fake. I saw it a couple times on TikTok, but I didn't even really share it because I really didn't quite understand why this brother was there. Plus, he started crying, and that didn't sit well with me in my spirit as a man. So I was just like, I don't really know about that. But I just find these things interesting. I just find them interesting to be able to talk about.
That was interesting. It was an interesting thing. Like I said, it was a couple of things, like you said, that were wrong with that scenario right there. But I was, like I said, it wouldn't have happened to the average black person because honestly, we wouldn't have stood there that long. As soon as you heard some wild come out of somebody's mouth, let me get up out of here.
Right. Been Audi 5000.
There's times to stand and talk crazy, and there's times to, you know what, let me get out of here.
To run.
You know what I'm saying? Let me make like the wind and get the hell out of here.
To blow out quickly.
You know, it's time to blow this joint right now. Blow
out. Regulators, mouth up. We're getting the hell out of here. That's the truth. That is the truth. But
I had a good time talking to you today.
Yes. It has been great. We got to do it again.
Thank you, right? I know, right? Thank you for having me. I know that a couple of people wanted me to be on your podcast, so I finally got a chance to do it, and I am really happy. You and Brother Leon go back and forth really, really well. I really like y'all when I listen to your show. So I am very, very honored to have been on your show tonight, man.
Yeah, girl, it's always a pleasure. You know it. You know it. Maybe we need to have a big conference call with everybody. Just get everybody on for a couple hours and just chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I was good today. I didn't say that many curse words today.
No. One slipped out, but it was to be expected because it was a foolish situation. That was good. That's good. No worries. You know, it'll be somebody. You know, the person who listened and complained about the curse words, they ain't listening no more. So it's all good. I think everybody else is adult here. You know, so this is not
it
for
wasn't
sure.
even hot in my kitchen this time. It was a little cold. You know what I'm saying? People didn't even have to take off their sweaters.
They have to. No, it was good. It was good. Pat was on her best behavior. Let me tell you. All good.
I'm always on my best behavior.
Yes.
It's just that when I'm on my show, that's my kitchen. I like being myself. And hey, during a regular day at work, I cannot be the Pat that's in the kitchen. So y'all understand, I know how to talk. I have two languages, professional, and then I have that other person that y'all see on Tuesdays and Fridays.
I like just so you know, I like them both. I am not adverse to one or the other. I like them both. Just so you know, all is good. All is good over here, y'all.
Right.
Well, all right, sister.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and we'll do it again. We'll touch base. All right.
Most definitely. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brother Morrell, and shalom, family. Thank you all for listening. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Shalom. Right. That was a fantastic conversation. I just want everybody to know it was a fantastic conversation. We have a couple minutes left, and, you know, Pat is a queen, and she brings a lot of intuitiveness and understanding, grace, and positivity to our nation. There's a lot of people who tend to get upset at vocabs, and that should be the furthest from anyone's emotion, because we are a people, we are a various people with various knowledge, various languages, and you know, this zeal that we have for our Father, for our people, you know, it comes out the way that it comes out. So, you know, cussing is not a bad thing. Although this is our stations are for adults. These are not for the children. You know, if you are listening to our programs with your kids, you can't be upset at the fact when you hear a strong word come out, or two or three. You can't. You know, ideally, you would think that you would listen to it yourself and then, you know, teach what you've heard to your children so they get it from you, not being taught from someone else, you know. But all praises. This has been fantastic. I do appreciate Pat. I do appreciate the nation. You know, we're gonna have these conversations, these conversations more. Brother Leon, Brother Sly, Yaiquab, you know, we're gonna have more conversations. Sister Pat, again, this is for, you know, it's always at 9:30 on Wednesdays. If people want to come on, the telephone number to call in is 646-668-8217. And always call in and either be part of the conversation or listen. Yeah, but if you do call in, I will open up the mic. If you don't want to speak, you just want to listen, just say, hey, I'm just here to listen, and that's fine. I'll mute the mic, and you can listen to it live. This is Brother Moriel, Blog Talk Radio, also on YouTube, This is just what we do, and the more that we do this, the more we have these conversations, the more we bring out our experiences within a scriptural, our scriptural experiences within the world, the more it builds with everybody else, because we are one nation with one spirit for the Most High. I want to give a shout out to Brother Levi, Brother Judah, Sister Pat again, just the ones that are in this walk, in this nation, bringing forth information, because we are all just students, and we love our nation enough to put ourselves out here and speak about things and bring things out. One power, all praises, one nation. Shalom.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.